Hi, my name is Leanne Lavender. I'm the niece of Doug and Denise Bundenthal, who attend your church. And my husband was in an accident in June 15th, and as you may know, he is now paralyzed from the chest down. And James has been one of those books of the Bible that have really helped get me through this time. So I just wanted to share with you just a couple passages from my blog, just to give you a better idea of what we've been going through, how to pray for us, and also just how to hopefully work through trials with not only using strength of God, but also with dignity and a little bit of classiness, I guess. So the first, my first blog had written probably in, it would have been the 1st of July. The accident was on June 15th. And the blog title is actually titled The Accident. And I used the verse Jeremiah 29:11, and it says, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and to not harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future. Curiosity actually doesn't kill cats, so therefore I want to talk about the accident. I know the top two questions most people have in this situation is, how is he doing and how did it happen? And for those of you who know my husband well, you need to know a few things about this great man. It actually says for those of you who don't know my husband well, you need to know a few things about this great man. He has his undergraduate degree from a mechanical engineering school in actually Michigan from Kettering University. Graduated from law school in 2014. He worked for Harley-Davidson test facility for 4 years during his undergraduate degree, and he's actually now a patent attorney. He's a smart, intelligent, professional man who's always loved a great motorcycle. He's a guy so obviously they can all be a little squirrely, but he has a strong head on his shoulders. And he has a dry sense of humor. He loves his nieces and nephews who call him Uncle Dizzle. He can create or fix anything and has a passion for pleasing God, others, and he seriously is just the best. On Wednesday, June 15th at 6 a.m., Derek left for work and drove his Ducati we have affectionately named Bison. We have to deal with that. We have a deal that he always texts me when he arrives at work safely. And around 6:45 a.m., I sent him a text asking if he was safe, and I didn't get a response. And around 6:50, I sent another text, and still no response. Honestly, I wasn't too worried. I kind of fell back asleep at this point. But around 7:13 a.m., I actually received a call from Derek's phone, but it wasn't Derek. It was a man named David, and he informed me that Derek had been in a serious accident and needed to get downtown to the hospital as soon as possible. The next few hours were a blur, with them informing me of his injuries and then them rushing him off to surgery within the hour of me even arriving there. And of course, I had the same questions as everyone else had. What actually happened around 6:20 a.m.? And unfortunately, we don't really know. He takes the interstate to work each morning, then will exit off the interstate on an exit that we all refer to as the toilet bowl. It winds around, and as you're merging on, people are trying to merge on and off, and there's several exits on that actual exit ramp. They did receive a 911 call, and they found him in the grass at the end of one of the exits. I know this is confusing, but believe me when I say that most people in Indy know what exit I'm talking about, because it's confusing and you go from interstate speeds 40 miles an hour fairly quickly. They believe he lost control of the bike, and no one quite knows why, hit the concrete underpass and then landed on the grassy area near the underpass. We're not sure if someone cut him off, if he took a turn too quickly, if the bike malfunctioned. It had been raining earlier that morning, if the road was wet. He was wearing a helmet, thank God, and protective gear, which has certainly saved his life. So why am I saying all this? I suppose just to kill the stigma that all motorcycle accidents happen at high speeds, and because drivers are being reckless. Derek doesn't remember the accident, but he was completely awake and aware when the paramedics arrived. He was able to give them his cell phone password so they could call me. He actually signed off on his own spinal surgery. So he was with it, but we may just never know what exactly happened that morning. I'm absolutely praising God for sparing his life and his mind. If you want to know something crazy, they closed that exit ramp a week after the accident to redo it. We were 1.5 weeks too late. For the second blog, I wrote this probably about a month ago, and I used the verse James 1:2-4. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. And let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. The book of James was always my favorite growing up and was my classic go-to when I couldn't remember where I had left off in the Bible. Rough day being homeschooled, James 1. A boyfriend just broke up with me, James 1. When I couldn't decide what I wanted to be when I grew up, James 1. And I think back of all the trials I faced growing up, and I literally laugh. I'm pretty sure I thought the world was going to end when I couldn't sell my 4-H sheet my junior year of high school due to a miscommunication with the 4-H committee board. I also remember secretly dying inside when it took Derek 3 years to propose to me. I promise I'm not quite as pathetic as this post makes it sound, but I will say to point out that the trials we face. Yes, God does say we will face trials small and large. And I'm also not trying to put down anyone whose current trial includes trying to decide what hair color to go with for fall. But I am saying that these verses have a whole new meaning in my life. They remind me that things could be much worse. And I understand our trial may seem very hard to some, and it is very hard. It's very hard. But it is also not nearly as difficult as other trials people face throughout their lifetime. And does this seem unfair? No. But as I often say to Derek when I serve him dinner, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. That's all.